Say it's the Hood CNN with your favorite hood reporter, the Prime Minister of Hood Education, Dr. Monroe. Because I got a PhD in common sense, and I'm a 5-star general. I want to say top of the afternoon to you. I had no idea that I would be doing this video. No idea that I would be doing this video. Not today. I always got to do these types, but didn't think. Yesterday there was from what I'm understanding, a drive-by shooting in Fresno, Texas. If you're not from Houston, that's a suburb of the Houston area on the backside of Pearland. From what I get, 2 young men were gunned down. It hits close to home because I coach one of these young men as a Fresno Gator. And it always bothers me when we lose a kid. See, when you bring your kid to the park, they're not just football players, especially not to me. They become a part of the family. I've become a part of the family. I know the mom, great person. Know the mom, great person. Kids come from a good home. So now I'm in a spot where, it's not really a bad place for me. It's just I know what I got to do. What aggravates me the most when people lose their children to gun violence is the powers that be. The only thing you do is put out the same message. Everybody, we need to stay prayerful. Yeah, I get it. We need to do this. We need to do that. But nobody wants to realistically come up with viable solutions. Name me one person in Harris County or the counties that touch Harris County that actually deal with gang members, gun violence, violence in general. Name me one person that don't do the talking, that know how to get the kids to put the guns down. Name me one person in Harris County or any county that touches Harris County that's serious about stopping it. My group has been doing it for 8 years. You politicians and you people that vote for them, why is it that none of these people have the guts to sit down and talk to my people? Now, I want you to understand, everybody's not me in my group. We got some PhDs, yeah. But what we got is some people that are passionate about stopping gun violence. Now, I want you politicians to understand one thing. I ain't in the business of being liked. I'm really not. I'm in the business of solving issues. And none of you people should be touching gang violence, street violence, none of that. Because you're not experts in it. Please keep your suit and your ties on and stay downtown in your corporate offices and act like you're doing something. But in the meantime, people's children are targets. They're targets for whatever the reason. Now, how does something like this happen in a community in Fort Bend County like Fresno, Texas? How does that happen? There are many underlying factors. And I want y'all to share this video. Please share this video. One of the underlying factors is money. It's different than on my side of town. See, you got a bunch of people that's developing master communities, planned communities. And you got a bunch of investors that come in and they buy houses, and they rent them out, or they put them on Section 8. You make it affordable for people to come from other spots, supposedly to have a better life. Why did this happen to this family? Man, when I tell you this is a good family, it's a good family. The type of mom that saw me running for school board and invested in my last run. The type of mom that trusted some good old coaches to teach her children the game of football. The type of kids that, don't get caught up in very much. So one of those problems is, and you can't stop it, is these people will rent houses or put them on Section 8 and give them to anybody. Now, I've always tried to tell people that the violence will not be contained in the ghetto. Once it starts seeping into your suburban community, you will not be able to stop it for one reason. You have different underlying factors. See, on my side of town, they're killing because of lack of resources, lack of money, lack of this, lack of that. But ain't no lack of nothing out there, huh? So what's the issue? We have a plan. We've worked the plan. We've definitely worked the plan to perfection to get folks to put the guns down. The only plan that was endorsed by the gun violence commission that Turner put together a few years back when the kids got killed in Santa Fe, you keep hearing me talking about it. Because that plan has been worked without any funding. It's not about money. It's about stopping, and if not stopping, slowing it down. Y'all hold on a second. I just talked to a good politician friend of mine out in Fort Bend, and it's time to have a conversation. I get what you're saying, Ari, but since I met you years ago, God has put me on a different journey. And he's put me in a position where I got the blueprint on how to do it. They don't have to use me. Just take the fucking plan. Use the goddamn plan to stop it. How many people have to bury their children? The deal is our children are supposed to bury us. We're not supposed to bury our children. I recommend that every politician go on notice right now. You coming to the fucking table. And we're going to do something other than studies. We're going to do something other than add more police to the game. We either going to do that or I'm going to run your stinking ass out of town, out the county, and any county that touches Harris County. You youngsters out there that's watching, that's in them streets, the streets got something to say about this one. The streets got something to say about this one. And contrary to popular opinion, your squad don't want it with mine. I done talk to you youngsters, you know who I am. I bleed just like you bleed. But this shit here, this too much. So which one of y'all out there are prepared to bury your babies? I've already called some people in Fort Bend, and I told them I'm finna come. And when I show up, I need some soldiers. Because all this taking pictures and all this extra shit y'all doing as politicians, it's time out for that, bro. We got to get some shit done, man. See, that's the difference between me and y'all. I don't want to be a politician. I want to be a public servant. This is not a bad record. Check your phone, baby. Well, from what I get, Reginald, two young men, I will, Aria. Trust me, I will. Two young men were coming home from somewhere, and from what I'm told, I can't verify all of this right now. From what I'm told, I'm gonna answer your question, Terry. I took a deep breath when you said that. That the kid knew he was being followed. He called home to his brother and told him somebody's following me in a black Impala. Brother told him, man, this Highway 6, man. You know, it's a bunch of cars. Ain't nobody following me. The kid pulls up in his driveway. He calls his brother back. He said, man, they here. Before the brother could get out the house to try and protect his sibling, as well as his home, the shots rang out. Now, to answer your question, Terry, let me go back and put it up. What does politicians have to do with young, dumb niggas? I'm going to answer your question, brother, but then I'm going to let you go. If they can come up with funding to add more fucking police, then they can come up with funding to create programs to get rid of this violence, man. If they can come up with funding to deal with motherfuckers drag racing, then they can come up with funding to help deal with this gun violence, man. Stop giving these cocksuckers a pass. Stop making excuses for these bastards that have the power to shut anything down that they won't shut down. Until you lose yours, you will never feel what these parents feel. You comfortable? It has not happened to you. Don't ask me a question about some shit that I have mastered in. I got a PhD in fucking street knowledge. They have the power to stop anything that they want to stop. Maybe you didn't hear me. We've already done the program, and it works. The question is why won't you take the program and just use it? We did it on our own. But see me, I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. Let me show you how God works, because y'all like to lean on it. He speaks to me a different way. And you know what I got going on January 3rd? But it was too far away to try to get the knowledge to save these two particular kids and the other 3 that have been gunned down in Fort Bend in the last 2 days, so 5 of them. I got a community engagement meeting with people that are coming to the table to address gang violence and street violence in general. God already told me what to do. Do not doubt me. And unless anybody decides to strap their boots up and come get in this gang-infested water, I recommend you keep eating your fucking crab legs and doing what you normally do on a daily basis. Because this ain't the game you should be in. I'm tired of watching kids die. There are underlying factors. And most of this shit is a byproduct of parents being too friendly with their own goddamn kids to monitor them like you should. You should know when your kid is going astray, but you're so friendly with them, you can't figure this shit out. Well, Reginald, let me tell you something. They ain't got no motherfucking choice right now. Because contrary to popular opinion, I got some dirt on a whole bunch of them. And you either gonna step up to the plate, or you might have some fucking legal problems. Oh yeah, it starts at home. But I want you to also know something, Terry. Home is just a portion of what these kids deal with on a daily basis. See, if it was a normal year, a child spends about 75% of their day in a schoolhouse. So if there's no structure and discipline in the schoolhouse, and the parents have done it at home, and this kid can go to the school and do whatever the fuck they want, then the shit becomes a problem. If they want to solve it, if they want to slow it down, if they want to make some headway, I'm here. But I ain't waiting on y'all to come. I'm coming to y'all. I'm coming to y'all, man. This one here a little bit too close to home, bro. And I'm going to tell you something about me. I am a part of that child's life until God takes me away. That's how I coach the game. That's why every year, when Miss Minnick's posts Rashard Minnick's picture, I said this kid changed my life as a coach. And until this day, whatever goes on with the Minnick's family, because Rashard is gone, they always call old coach. Because I was more than just a coach. It's more than just what happens at home. If we dealt with just home, as far as raising our children, we would not have any problems. But our children have to come out of our house. And they have to be normal. And the things that they have to deal with, a lot of y'all couldn't even handle it if y'all were youngsters. I'm going to tell you something. No disrespect, facility unique halal. But God won't those, he'll help those that help themselves. I'm not waiting for God on this one. He done already told me what I needed to do. You feel what I'm saying? We have to stop being our children's friends and be the protectors and the providers that we said we would be. It is your business to be in your child's business 24/7. So if you see your child start to dress a certain way, then you might want to start digging. If you want to see your child starting to hide the cell phone, you might want to start digging. If your child's grades start to slip, you need to start digging. See, a lot of us, like Aria, let me put that comment up because I love it. Hold on. We have to give our kids fear of us, fear of God, street sense, and common sense. You goddamn right. And that tells me something. Either you are lacking common sense as a parent, or you have no street sense to know when the problem is finna come to your fucking door. April Massey, you're a good mom, good husband, good family. But you ain't in this by yourself. When I saw it, I've been grieving ever since. But I grieve differently. I grieve differently. And Aria, you're right. You gotta talk to your children. And know me, when I talk to mine, I don't believe everything they say. I dig and I find out. I grieve differently. So I want you to understand something. If it was your child, I'd be preaching the same sermon. That's 5 kids in about a week in Fort Bend County. Y'all can either step up to the plate, and that go for everybody out there that's in politics. You can either step up to the plate, or I'm gonna bring hell on earth to Fort Bend politicians and anybody else that stands in my way. Because the day of our children just being murdered is finna come to a stop. Enjoy your positions. You might not have them long. And contrary to popular opinion, I don't just talk the game. Pray for the Massey family. But just know, enough is enough. And you youngsters like to call me an OG. I wouldn't be that if I didn't give you the knowledge that I need you to have so you could survive and you could become one. Being an OG is not when you get into a confrontation that you got to pull a pistol out to survive, to solve it. You ain't gangster when you do that, you coward. You ain't gangster, bruh. And then when you young punks get in jail, you on the phone like you Bobby Brown, Mr. Telephone Man, calling your mama, crying like some bitches. But I thought you was gangster though, bruh. Come on, man. It's called conflict resolution. It's solving conflict without all the extra shit that come with it. It's about sitting down like men and working the problems out. But along the way, we got to give these kids some hope. We got to give them some hope. Not gonna hold y'all. Fort Bend, get a goddamn seatbelt. Cause I'm about to give you the business. It's the Hood CNN with your favorite hood reporter, the Prime Minister of Hood Education, Dr. Monroe. Because I got a PhD in common sense. And I'm a 5-star general. See you on the streets of Fresno, Texas.